Welcome back to the channel. It is Mike here, the FPV Evil Monkey with Mike's Drones and More, and welcome back to the channel. So today, guys, I'm going to be reviewing a new product that I just bought. This is the TS100 portable digital temperature controlled soldering iron. So I got this so that way I have something that is portable with me out in the field. Especially when racing, you have to sometimes make some repairs on your drones in the middle of heats and things like that. And so I decided to put down the money and basically buy it. So when it comes in the box, it comes like this. And for this, I will put a link down in the description, you guys, so you can check that out if you want to. So that's what the box looks like, and this is what it looks like inside. And then basically all you got to do is just open up your box just like so. And then right on the top here, there's a little envelope. It comes with some safety instructions, and just it shows you all about the pen, how to take it apart and everything like that. There's also a Allen wrench in here with 2 extra set screws. And then when you open it up, this is what it looks like on the inside. Now that was the little protector for the screen right there on the front. And then it kind of fits in there, and it comes in 2 pieces. So when you take it out of the box, this top part is not on here. All you have to do is you basically unscrew that one, and then you pop that down, and then you put those set screws back in there, and you're good to go. Now, what's really nice about this again is this is digital. So again, what's really nice about this is digital, and it is temperature controlled, which means that once it gets to the certain heat that you want, it's going to stay at that heat. So basically it's going to take power, and it's going to stay at that particular temperature until it gets cool or too hot, and it's going to stay nice and steady, which is really, really cool. And so on the back here, you can kind of see there is a barrel connector. So this is a 55-25 barrel connector. Typically these barrel connectors, you can find them on most like laptops, things like that. And it's, 5.5 millimeter by 2.5 millimeter. So that's the dimensions, are 55-25. So, and you can find those on Amazon, just about anywhere you can find them. Now it does not come with a connector. So if you don't have a connector, make sure to purchase one if you're going to get this. You can get a 55-25 to XT60 connector, which they'll make for you, and they'll have the barrel plug on this end, and it'll have an XT60, and you can run it off of a regular LiPo battery, which is really cool. I think it can take up to a 4-cell battery, which is really nice, and this thing heats up super fast. I plugged it in earlier, and it took maybe about 15 seconds to get up to like 380 degrees, which is insane. My normal soldering iron that I use, this thing can take up to about like 10 minutes or so before it gets up to the heat, and it's not digital and it's not temperature controlled, which is really, really nice. So yeah, I just can't say enough about this. So what I did was basically, if you guys want to see, I made my own connector. So this came off a old phone that we had, it was a charger for an old phone that we had, landline phone. Some of you younger guys won't know what a landline is. And then basically what I did was I just split the wires, and then I soldered them to an XT60 connector, and I used some heat shrink, and then I electrical taped around the heat shrink as well to make sure. And then so it's just an XT60 connector, and that's all it is. I cut about a foot, a little bit more than a foot, so that way I can set it down and I can be working, and the wire will not get in my way. But remember, again, it does not come with this, so make sure if you're not real good with soldering, or you're just beginning, or you don't want to fidget with this, just order one of these. They're pretty inexpensive, not too bad. So let's go ahead and turn the soldering iron. I want you guys to see just how quick this thing really does heat up and gets fast. Alright guys, so here we are. Here is the pen. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my XT60 and I'm going to plug it into my battery real quick here. There we go. And I'm going to set my battery aside, and then all I'm going to do is just simply plug this into the back here, into the power connector. There we go. Okay. So once we turn it on, you're going to get this little thing, and it's going to say press, right? Okay, so, and it's going to show you what button, so it's the A button if you're wondering. So, and it doesn't get hot right away, which is nice. So that way you're not going to burn yourself. So the stock temperature on this is 300 degrees Celsius, which is, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and press it, and then we'll count and we'll see how fast it gets up to there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, okay. So about 17 seconds, and it's already at 300 degrees. So let's go ahead and we'll bump it up to 380 degrees. I like to solder at like 375 to 400 degrees. So it's going to kind of go reset, and then it's going to start counting back up again, and you can see just how fast. Look at that, guys. Boom, up to 380 degrees. Now if you don't believe me that it's that hot already, let's go ahead and just throw a little bit of solder on it. There you go, you can see the smoke. Boom, look at that. That got hot that quick, guys. That is freaking phenomenal. So hold on 1 second, I'm going to pause, I'm going to wipe off my tip. Alright, there we go. I wiped off the tip. Just always make sure you do that. So you can see it's at 380 degrees. It's staying at 380 degrees, which is nice. This actually will go all the way up to, I believe, 400 degrees Celsius. So there you go. And then you can just, it'll kind of go up. There you go. See? Take a second, and boom, it's up to 400. It's that fast, guys. This is nice. Especially if you're in the middle of a race and you break something and you need to resolder something. You've got a quick soldering iron, which is freaking phenomenal. Sometimes when you're at races, you don't always have electricity, or you don't have access to electricity, and you don't have time to wait for a soldering iron to warm up, which is really nice. Now, if what's also nice about the soldering iron, if you keep it just stable like this and you don't touch it for a while, for about 5 minutes or so, it'll go into a sleep mode or a standby mode, where it'll actually turn down the heat of the actual iron to about 200 degrees Celsius, and it'll keep it at a low rate, so that way it is not continuing to warm up your tip, which is nice, because mainly most soldering irons, they'll just continue to feed heat into it, and it can oxidize and cause your tip to burn up, which is yeah, not a good thing. Alright, so next, if you want to put it in standby mode, you can do that. So you can see there's two buttons right here. If you hold those two buttons down at the same time like that for about 2 to 3 seconds, and it'll go into that sleep mode, and it'll tell you to press the button again, right? And then so if you go ahead and push that, you'll notice it'll go boom right back up to 400 degrees, right where it was. Or in my case, I like 380 degrees. So there we go. Okay, so 400 is the max, and I don't know what the lowest you can go is on this. Let's see, 300, 200, 100. Okay, so the lowest is 100 Celsius all the way up to 400 degrees Celsius. So you can see it's up, and it's actually going down in temperature right now, which is pretty cool. And it's got little arrows there to tell you that it's going down in temperature. Or if I do this, we'll bump it back up to 380. Second here. Wish the letters were a little bit faster, but that's not too bad. So 380, and you can see in just a second here it will switch, and the arrows will start going the other way to show that the temperature is going up. And I mean, you can tell, look at that, boom, 380 degrees while I was just talking there. I mean, it is super fast. So yeah, I just can't say enough about this freaking soldering iron. This is great. This is gonna go with me every time that I go out to the field. I'll be taking my little bit of solder with me, and I will be taking this soldering iron to every single race, because you never know when you're gonna have a repair that needs to be done. And to turn it off, all you have to do is just unplug it from the end, just like that, and it turns off. Now obviously this is still hot, and I'm not going to be touching it because it's like 380 degrees, so definitely be careful. But I'm going to go ahead and pan the camera back a little bit here. There we go. So that's what it looks like. It's very, very portable, very nice. This thing can take DC from 12 to 24 volts and 17 to 65 watts, which is a lot of power. Now you will notice one thing on the back there. There is a micro USB port. Now this is not a charging port, and this is not a power port. What this is this is a port. There's actually firmware that you can update on the soldering iron. So I guess you can do all kinds of different things if you really want to. I don't have a need for firmware updates on there, so I'm just going to be using as is and things like that. But it's really, really, really nice, and these are replaceable. All you have to do is just unscrew that screw, and this top just pops right off. So if you ever need to buy another tip for it, they make all kinds of different tips and things like that. So I decided to go with something kind of like medium. This is the, I think, a B2 is what this is, but it's really nice. It's lightweight, which is nice, so it's not going to take up a lot of room in my bag, and I can just basically, take one of my LiPo batteries, and I can just basically plug it in, and boom, I've got a soldering iron right there on the spot, and I can do repairs as needed, because I have had to do repairs, and if you don't have a soldering iron, it can be quite the pain in the butt. So yeah. So thanks again for watching the video. I will put again a link in the description for this particular soldering iron. It does run about $70 for the soldering iron, but the advantages is, one, you don't need electricity. You can run it right off your LiPo battery. 2, it's portable. 3, temperature controlled. 4, digital. Now this is not going to be one that I'm going to be using day in, day out like my regular soldering iron is. It's just going to be one that I probably carry with just in my drone bag and just use just in emergencies and things like that. So to me, you don't need to go out and buy this right away if you're just starting in the hobby, but if you've been in the hobby for a while and you're flying drones and you know what I'm talking about when you need a soldering iron, when you maybe pop a wire off the ESC or you pop a wire off the flight controller, something like that, something comes loose, because it will happen. I had one time where my receiver wire just came a little loose and I didn't have a soldering iron, so I had to go to my backup drone, and so that can happen. So this is really nice. So guys, if you like the review here of the TS100 portable soldering iron, please hit the thumbs up button for me, guys. I would very much appreciate that. And if you like my channel, if you like my reviews and things like that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below there. And there's a little bell next to that. A little bell just lets you know when I've got new videos. I typically have a video every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and try and throw one in between there for you guys every now and then. So if you like my FPV related content, accessories, reviews, things like that, definitely keep watching the channel, because I'll definitely have more and more videos for you guys. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for watching the video as always. Thank you for all the subscribers. Thank you for all the viewers. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So thank you so much, guys. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for my next video, let's keep our drones up in the air, flying high. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for hanging out, and have an awesome day.